the Northern Cape. We camped next to the Orange River for 2 nights, which was so awesome. And at the moment we're at the Pink Pot Stall in Kakamas, where we're just lining our tummies with a toasted sami, and we're doing some last minute shopping. And then before we start heading on with the road, we just want to stop by the farmers that actually helped us out of the water when our little boat tipped on the river. I think it's Charles and Tanya, and they said they have a bunch of people at their farm at the moment because they are packing grapes, table grapes for export. And I think that might be something cool to see. The Omdraai farm is situated just outside of Kakamas and on the way to Riemvasmaak, which was our next destination. We met up with Charles and Tanya, who produce table grapes.
We are a table grape farm in Kakamas area on the lower Orange River area. So we focus on the export market, all the producers across the country to get better returns. We get dollar and pound rates, which makes it much more profitable than just supplying local. And we export approximately 500,000 cartons, 4.5 kilogram of table grapes. We employ approximately 700 workers from September until approximately end of January, end of February. So when the table grapes are done, end of January, we will start harvesting raisins. Timing is critical on our table grapes. We need to pick it at optimal eating quality, but also it needs to have enough shelf life to go to the markets, which is 6 weeks away, approximately 4 to 6 weeks by ship, and it needs to be in proper condition when it arrives. So we start picking at 2 o'clock at night and can only pick until about 12 in the Kakamas heat. It gets 40 degrees by 10 o'clock, so you need to get everything off by then and then into the packing house as soon as possible where it's cool, and get it packed as soon as possible into the cold room facilities. And you want to do that process as quickly as possible. The Northern Cape is a special area because it's sparsely populated. It's a harsh climate, it's hot in summer, it's cold in winter, and it breeds a special kind of person to enjoy that and to optimize that conditions. So yeah, we enjoy it here. It's far from the city, it's far from the hustle and the bustle. I'm sure you will enjoy the rest of your travels. Nature is beautiful here along the river. So yeah, we love it here, and we're here to stay.
Tanya showed us around the packing house. 100 hands work in unison to get the grapes packed and into a cold room as quick as possible. This is what you call a concerted effort.
So basically what happens here is the grapes come in from the vineyards. They get delivered into the pre-cooler and then onto the conveyor belts. They come down to the people who pack them over there, and the people who cut out the grapes to make sure that all the rotten grapes or the size berries that are too small are eliminated. Once that process is done, then it gets sent to the checker, where they basically divide it into the different classes, large, extra large. Once that's done, it gets put into the boxes, into the little bags, and it gets closed and ready to go. I love the Northern Cape. It takes a lot to grow something here. It's not as easy, so it takes patience and effort, and I think that teaches you something. And it's a different type of beauty, the nothingness of it, the untouchedness of it. Yeah. So I love it. The people are awesome. It's very hot, but we live close to the river, so that's fine. And it's an amazing. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
It was very interesting to see the packing in action. And in true style of Northern Cape generosity, we were sent on our way with our own box of sweet, juicy grapes.
We're going to a place where black eagles nest, towering cliffs, and thousands of years of volcanic activity. We're going to Riemvasmaak. From Kakamas, it's a 65-kilometer drive on a beautiful gravel road. This drive through this completely arid landscape makes you realize that Riemvasmaak is an oasis in the true sense of the word. The Molopo River also flows through here, but the main attraction is the natural hot water spring.
A slippery slope, it's not enough to please you. Pretty Caroline, oh, 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 stone cold stunner. She was a winner, started working at the dine. Oh, 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 surface of her mind.
So we passed through Riemvasmaak on our last trip through the Northern Cape, and since then I've literally yearned to come back here, and the main reason is just to have a swim in these hot springs. This one is cold water, but look at that, it's like a little paradise. And I know I said cold water, but it's like the hot water is like bath water, and this is just lekker.
This is spectacular. This water is like bath water. So you've got the best of both worlds. When the sun sets and it gets a bit cooler, you've got the hot water springs. And then when the sun is really hot, you go to the cold water. Oh man. And it's fascinating to think that this warm water comes from deep under. It's amazing. Goodbye.
They'll put you down and leave you there, don't make them scared. Yeah, that's the truth. How they coming for you. Yeah, yeah,
We're doing camping a little bit different at Riemvasmaak. So there is camping sites on the other side of the dry Molopo River. Hopefully the river doesn't come down, but luckily we've got the right vehicle if we need to cross it. And also if you look up, there's two rocks. It looks like they're kissing each other. So let's call it Dirk and Alti. What do you think?
Let's dub them.
The one rock just needs dreads. I mean, it's perfect.
Luckily, the scorching sun disappears behind the towering cliffs quite early in the day, and it felt like we had hours in the secluded hot spring to enjoy the sunset. I cannot even begin to explain how happy I am at this moment. We just had the most relaxing swim in the hot springs. We have the entire campsite to ourselves. There's no one else here. And for such an arid landscape, you can't believe how full of life it is. The birds are just everywhere and you can hear them calling. It's like the most beautiful soundtrack. Even the baboons were sitting on the cliffs watching us while we were having our swim. Unfortunately, our zoom lens drowned in the river, so we can't really get close-ups to show you, but I can tell you that this is really, it's such an amazing experience. And we're having a special braai tonight. The firewood that we bought at Khamkirri is from vineyards. I don't know if you call them trees or plants, but they only carry grapes for about 20 years, and then they say the wood makes really good firewood. And we learned a trick from the Duplessis at the grape farm this morning. So we froze these grapes, and now I'm having a drink with grapes instead of ice. These are some lamb chops that we bought at the Kakamas spa, so they are obviously also from the area. So I'm having the complete Northern Cape experience, and I am absolutely loving it. Time to taste this. Ach ja, nee man. Cheers.
The sun peeked its head out early this morning, so it chased us out of the tent.
And the thing with Riemvasmaak is you're quite sheltered in between the cliffs. So there is wind, but not a lot. So it is extremely hot and it's quite early in the morning still. But we've got some breakfast going, and the plan for today is to go to Grape, but we're going to stay here for the whole day, and then later today we're going to drive the most beautiful road on towards Grape. So we're just going to chill in the pool and take it easy, relaxing. Yeah.
I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now.
Riemvasmaak has a very interesting history. It was originally settled in the 1930s by people of Xhosa, Damara, Herero, Nama and colored origin. But in the early 1970s, the community was sent back to their ethnic homelands by the apartheid government to make space for a military testing site. Luckily in 1998, a process of land restitution allowed the return of some families and communities back to the area. Henry Basson, who has been a Riemvasmaaker his whole life, explains that this place is a sanctum.
I can invite people to come to Riemvasmaak, here to the hot springs, to disconnect, to reconnect. So you can disconnect from the outer world and reconnect with your inner being and with your people around you and your family. Riemvasmaak is very special because of our history, the culture, the warmth of the people, and the open fields and the hot springs. That's very special. And we have also nice chalets to sleep over, and you can also camp. And the other thing people must visit is because of the hot springs. You know, the hot springs, it's not just the hot springs, it's sacred. You know, the water got healing powers.
I'm so happy we came back to Riemvasmaak. It was just such an amazing experience. It exceeded all our expectations, and the cherry on the top was just camping in between these cliffs all alone. We're going to Dirk camp, go for one last swim, and then we're on our way to Grape National Park.
Goodbye, 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 goodbye.
Feel alive.